Good afternoon, traders and investors. Will back here with another one. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope you guys had a great week here. So today in the markets, everything green, bouncing hard off of the bottoms, off of a lot of zones that we've been calling on the channel now for the past 2 weeks. Markets reacting to those oversold demand zones perfectly. Support and resistance plays out once again here. So guys, today we're going to go over our major tech indexes, our major tech names, and lastly, take a look at my portfolio here for the weekend recap. And we had a very good week here in terms of writing options positions, guys. Not getting assigned on anything except for Coca-Cola at a very good level. So stay tuned for that, guys. So without further ado, let's get right into it, yeah? So SPY up 1.19%, QQQ up 1.68%, and everything green across the board here. You can see on the heat map that everything almost was green in the markets, save for Walmart, Costco, a few of our telecom services here, Verizon and AT&T, and also a few energy names down as well. But for the most part, guys, very broad market high bull performance here. That is what you like to see, guys, especially coming into our seasonality, coming into weeks 2, 3, and 4 of October, which I feel that should be pretty good here. On the one-day relative here, you will see that every single sector was in the green here, reversing a lot of our early week losses. And now on the 1 week relative here, guys, you can see that consumer communication services and technology pushing heavily to the green side. Everything else still down ever so slightly, with energy our major loser here, but starting to claw back some of the losses here, guys. So what exactly happened today? Well, it was very simple. We had a jobs report in the morning, also known as the non-farm payrolls job report. And to keep it very, very brief here, guys, we were expecting here 170,000 jobs added for the month of August. Now, what came in? This was the expectation. We actually got 336,000 jobs last month, which was double the expectation here. So very, very, very good. You can see they put it on a nice little chart here, right? So we have now recovered a steady pace in job growth. Now, what does that mean for the markets? So it was initially a case, in the morning, the markets were red. It was initially a case of good news is bad news. Now, every time we get a positive jobs report, it can be construed that Jerome Powell can keep rates higher for longer, because when the economy is performing well, right, it means that the negative effect of high interest rates is not crushing the economy yet. So he has all the power to maintain rates higher for longer if he wants to. However, in this case, it was actually a case of good news is good news. So reiterating the fact that although interest rates are high, we continuously add jobs to the economy, which really reduces the risk for a very broad recession here, which is what a lot of the market has been talking about. You guys know for the past 2-3 months, it's been recession talks. And now with these strong GDP reports and strong job reports, it now seems as though the likelihood of a recession is very, very low indeed here, guys. So that's pretty much the reason for your gains on the market here today. Bulls pretty much picking it up in the morning and running with it all day. You can see this pretty much on the hourly here, right around the market open here. We just completely push higher. So what are we looking at here, guys? Let's break everything down for us right away. Now, SPY trying for the daily trend reversal. What was I saying in the previous videos? 431.80. Get me a bounce as high as possible to 431.80, and we set up the chance for a daily trend reversal here. So step number 1 is complete. Got a very beautiful bounce, but now step number 2 needs to happen. Your bulls need to transfer this bounce into an actual daily uptrend, which will really get our weekly bounce underway as well. And that is the more important one coming into the last few weeks of October here. So we will see if bulls can get it done, but the market reacting absolutely beautifully from our clutch area here. 419, 420 was the area to watch. And it did play out perfectly. As I've been reiterating, markets were in oversold territory leading down in there. And you can see this big spike in volume as soon as we started pulling down to this area. Bulls buying the dip hard. That is exactly what you want to see. So we'll see next week if we can translate this into a daily uptrend reversal. But I like the size of this bounce on SPY, guys. QQQ setting the daily uptrend here, right? So low, high, higher low, and now higher high, ending the week beautifully. So your daily uptrend on QQQ is set. This is the first index to actually reverse into a daily uptrend. So now daily uptrend to the bulls, your weekly bounce is underway. Now I need to see how close can we get to 380. Get me as close as possible to 380, and you set up the chance for a weekly uptrend reversal. So looking forward to seeing how high can the bulls push on this daily uptrend. Need to see them, guys. If they can get all the way into the 370s on this daily uptrend push here, that would be very, very good and would heavily increase the bulls' chance here at a weekly uptrend, but looking very healthy on QQQ, if I do say so myself. So we will see how this translates into next week. Now, anything above 354 is just going to be your lower high for further daily push up. So bulls recapturing the short time frames on QQQ. XLF financials with a very decent bounce, guys. We were looking for a bounce as high as possible to 33.70. Now the bulls have put in a few nice days of bounce in a row. We'll throw the fib on this and you will see that from this whole downswing here, they have captured over 618% of the move. So over 62% of the move. Usually when that happens, the bulls have a very decent shot at resetting a daily uptrend to the upside here. Bulls reacting very nicely, guys, from this lower 32 pocket that we've been targeting, right? Even on the weekly, you can see it. Weekly, completely reversing our early weeks trading here. I like this candle a lot. Does it mean that we can't get a little bit of a pullback into early next week? No, we can definitely get a little bit of pullback here, but the bulls have created a lot of space. Anything above 32.22 is just going to be for your daily trend change attempt. QQQ did it first. We will see, can the financial bulls and our healthcare bulls, can they help technology in bringing SPY back up here, right? That would be your best case scenario here, but financials looking very, very juicy for a buy down here if we do perhaps start retesting these lows. Now, XLV Healthcare also with a very, very good bounce as well, guys. Really happy to see this. The only problem is, right, at this point, guys, is the move down was very, very, very aggressive. So you have a few legs down here, so we'll analyze these individually. This is your last leg of the move. So now the bulls have recaptured the entire last leg of the move, bouncing perfectly off of our 127 area, guys, right? This whole area was your zone of massive support within these two yellow lines here. And healthcare, you can see that every time we've pulled into this area, guys, we get rejected pretty hard, except for a few times last September and last June of 2022 and the banking crisis in early March. So looking very, very healthy here. The bulls engulfing now at this point for the daily trend change, guys. Anything now above 127 is going to be for your daily trend change attempt. So we will see next week if SPY, XLF, and XLV can convey our daily trend changes just as QQQ has done, but looking very decent. I like the size of this bounce, guys. IWM Russell putting in somewhat of a decent day here, guys, but not a good enough bounce, in my opinion. One of the weaker bounces. Obviously, it's just one day because the past few days have been muted, but not yet up to par with the rest of our indexes. Need to see us get as close as possible to 179, get me up to about 175, guys, and that would do it. That would create enough space here for a potential daily trend change. Markets reacting beautifully from our demand zone that we labeled on the chart here. I was saying that anything below 170 would probably get a heavy reaction by the bulls. And look at this volume pickup, guys. As soon as we started coming down into this area, the bulls said no more. We are going to buy this dip. So weekly downtrend is still in motion here, but if we do get the daily uptrend going here, we will have our weekly upswing in motion, the first one pretty much since the end of August, and then we'll be looking how close to 191 can we get, right? If we can bounce a decent amount up into the 180s, could set yourself up for a weekly trend change as well. So step number one is complete on a lot of these things, right? But just now need to see step number two, daily uptrend shift. If for some reason we continue trending lower, guys, next week or the week after, I will definitely be looking for some options here in the 170 to 165 area. Now, Dow Jones also looking very, very good, guys. We were looking for a bounce, anything below 33,900, right? So how high can we get in relation to 33,900? You can see rejecting off the 12 EMA here. Let us put the Fibonacci on this and see how high we got on this bounce. You can see we got all the way up to past 62%. So bulls set up nicely with the bounce here for the potential daily trend change and reacting beautifully from our demand zone, guys. We labeled this on the chart. You can see that every time we did pull back here, right? Save for last pretty much in the March banking crisis, right? We've been getting hardly rejected from it. Why? This is your monthly support level. It's been that way for a while, so no surprise that the bulls react hard from this zone as of now, right? So bulls with creating enough space, but as you've seen in the previous charts, guys, this is only step number one. Need to see the daily trend change here. If for ever which reason we do continue lower here, guys, I do still believe that the bulls will continue to put up very good support levels in here, right? You can see daily RSI was absolutely crushed and remains fairly low. So it's very possible that the bounce continues going here into next week. We will look for the daily trend changes here. Now let's take a quick glance at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin looking for the daily trend change continuation here, right? So we got the daily trend change, daily uptrend confirmed. Now we're looking for the daily higher lows here around the 27,000 area to push further. Now what I need to see is a break of your previous high, 28,615, to really continue this daily uptrend, guys. The size of the weekly bounce is fairly decent at this point, right? So now we put the fib on the weekly, guys, from your highs here. They have now pulled up over 62% of the move. So any pullback on the weekly could just be for a daily trend change as well. So we'll keep an eye on when this daily uptrend tops out for the bulls. As soon as it tops out and rolls over, your weekly high will be set, and then they will need to set the weekly uptrend as well here. But doing a great job here of saving your monthly lows. And if it does become a risk on environment here for the remainder of 3 months of the year, guys, very possible that Bitcoin does pick up a bit of a rally into our $29,000, $30,000 area. Now let's get into big tech here, guys. Yeah. So big tech, starting it off with Apple. Apple, beautiful bounce here, completely engulfing exactly the location that I wanted. I was saying they need to take back 176.75. They did it, right? In one clean swing over the past week and a half, we've now reclaimed this last bear move down, and now we are higher. So bulls set up beautifully for the daily trend change. So now any single move lower is going to be for a higher low, anything above 167. If we do get it, we are just looking for the daily higher low for daily trend change. As soon as we get that daily trend change here, guys, it's going to be a beautiful thing for Apple, in my opinion. You'll be able to say that your weekly bounce is heavily underway at that point. Then we'll be looking up to the 190. How much of the 190 can they recapture here to reset the weekly uptrend as well? So step number one on a lot of things, guys, has been completed. Our bounces are underway. Now we need the retest, daily uptrend confirmation, guys, and we are going to be looking a whole lot better than we are right now. But very, very good job on Apple, guys. If we do pull back early next week, guys, I'll be looking for a few, not just one, maybe even 2 contracts down here, and I will be playing them fairly tight here for some juicy premium, right? The past 2 weeks, I've written a lot of options, but I've been very, very conservative with my strikes because of how volatile the market's been and because of the risk of further downside here. But now with some daily uptrend potentials shaping up here, I will be a bit more aggressive, and we're going to go a bit harder here on the premiums here. Obviously, there is some risk to that, but I am fairly confident in this market reversal and positive seasonality coming. So let's take a look at that. Anything for me below 175 will just be a beautiful opportunity to write some options. AMD, one of our first tech names here with the confirmed daily uptrend, guys. Have not had a confirmed daily uptrend on AMD pretty much since all the way back in July. This move right here, right? Have not had it this whole entire time. Has just been bear control. Now finally, huge bounce off of the lows here, off of your 95, 94 lows, right? And now we have the daily uptrend confirmation. We are getting very, very close as well to our previous guy right here, 109, and then soon to 111. 111 is important because it is our previous weekly lower high, right? So weekly downtrend confirmed, flushing to the lows, and now your weekly move up, weekly bounce is looking very good, guys. Look at this. How much have they bounced in relation to this bear move down? They've bounced back almost 80%. 80%. So now, even if we do get a little bit of a weekly pullback here, it'll be for a weekly higher low for potential weekly uptrend reversal. And at that point, guys, your monthly higher lows will probably be set, and we will be due for some more upside, guys. AMD with a very, very attractive cash position, very good free cash flow, right? And they have been cutting a lot of costs, even though they've been expanding their business here. So running a bit leaner in terms of cost control. You love to see it. AMD for me, guys, if we do pull back early next week for ever which reason, I will continue to write puts in the lower $100 area here, and maybe even add a few shares for the long-term portfolio here. But very, very, very nice. Any pullback, guys, is going to be for a higher low above 99 on the daily. Daily uptrend to the bulls. Amazon bouncing nicely off the bottom, guys. I know we were only up about 1.59%, but look at this bounce from the bottom. 3.2% bounce from the bottom. So Amazon bulls reacting beautifully, beautifully, once again from our 125, 124 area here of support. So what are we looking for on Amazon? Looking for the bulls to set the daily uptrend here. Need a break of 130.5. Break 130.5, and you will have your daily uptrend confirmed here. And then we have a lot of work to do, however, on the weekly to recapture a lot of this move down from 145, right? So bulls looking good here. Step one, right? They're trying for it, but I need to see the daily trend change like we just saw on AMD. So a lot of names are currently caught in this in-between zone, like a lot of indexes are as well, but Amazon looking very good. If for ever which reason we continue to come down here, I will continue to write puts in my sweet spot. The lower 120s all the way down to 110 is the area I'm targeting for Amazon. But Amazon bulls looking good, playing some good defense here. Remains to be seen. Can we convert it into a daily uptrend? Now let's move down to Google. Google with a very good day, guys, up 2%. Google was one of our lead bulls from this bounce. Look at the size of this bounce, guys. We have now completely taken back this entire bear move. So your daily trend change, when it does happen, is highly likely. There's been no daily trend change. This is one big daily move. So as soon as we do start pulling back a little bit here, it will be for a higher low. Anything above 128 pretty much, we'll be looking for a higher low for further upside momentum here. And then it'll be looking like an inverse head and shoulders. And at that point, guys, I really think that Google is going up and going to tag that weekly resistance here of pretty much your 145, 146 area right up here, right? So looking very, very good. Keep in mind, Google is one of those names that never lost the weekly uptrend whatsoever, still defending this 12 EMA like their life depends on it here. So looking very bullish, one of our most bullish names in tech, in my opinion here, guys. Lead bull, definitely. So just look out for that higher low as soon as this move does top out here, but Google looking very, very strong. Now, Meta. Let's move down to Meta. So Meta, look at this pop on Meta. Did exactly what I wanted to do, guys, crushing the 312.82. So now daily uptrend is confirmed by the bulls here. They did a great job here of defending this whole area, tightening range, and then pop and the blast off here. What does that do? Weekly uptrend is now reconfirmed by Meta. They had to do it in 2 steps. You can see they weren't able to V-shape this. They had to do it in 2 steps. New weekly uptrend confirmed by Meta. This is pretty much right in line with Google here. Google, weekly uptrend, Meta, weekly uptrend. Very healthy by the bulls at this point, guys. So now any single pullback is just going to be for a lower high. Anything above 298 at this point, it's going to be, for a higher low, right? For further daily upside continuation, guys. Meta doing an absolutely beautiful job. A bit rich for me to buy anything right now, but if we do pull back for some reason and I see some options premium below pretty much 295 in the 295 area, I may even take a stab at some Meta short put options here because I would like to make a play on this. Very, very, very bullish overall here, guys, especially on the daily now and on the weekly as well. Weekly uptrend is confirmed to the bulls, so it's going to do a very, very good job here of upholding QQQ. Meta also with earnings to be reported here in the next 3 weeks. Looking forward to that, and it should be a very bullish quarter for them. So congratulations to your Meta bulls, really pulling through here and smashing this to the upside. Daily uptrend, very, very, very nice. Now, Microsoft also making a heck of a move from the lows here, guys, right? 2.47%. But if you take it from the lows of the day, guys, they're pretty much 3.5, almost all the way to 4% day on Microsoft, guys. Beautiful recovery. And now Microsoft, as we were saying in Wednesday's video, right? Looking for the daily trend change, and they got it, right? So low, high, higher low, and now higher high. Daily trend change is confirmed on Microsoft. So a few tech names not with a daily trend change here, but a lot of names here with the daily trend change. And Microsoft is one of them. And watch out, guys, right? Microsoft is a heavy, heavy, heavy player. They represent a very big weight in your index here. And Microsoft in a daily uptrend is a beautiful thing to see for the rest of your markets here. So daily uptrend is confirmed at this point. Any pullback will just be for a daily higher low here. Anything above 311 at this point will just be for a higher low for further daily trend change continuation here, right? If we do pull back next week, I will be looking potentially on Microsoft for some options in the 310 pocket down here to be writing. On the weekly, guys, now remains to be seen. Weekly downtrend was confirmed. Now, how high can they get in relation to 340? We're doing a great job so far of recapturing now almost 62% of the move. So the bulls will be set up very nice. If they don't V-shape this immediately, right, they have a very good chance at two-stepping and reversing this into a new weekly uptrend, exactly how Meta just did it, right? So Microsoft looking very, very, very good. I like the size of this bounce here, guys. Now let's move down to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA here with your daily trend change as well. On NVIDIA, I was telling you guys, what are we looking out for when we pull back? Daily trend change, right? So low, high, higher low, and now blast through for the daily trend change. NVIDIA, another one of our major tech names here with the daily trend change, guys. So watch out. They are coming, guys. Big tech is roaring back. The markets are coming back. If we get some participation from financials and healthcare in the next few weeks, guys, SPY is going to perform beautifully. We're going to have a very nice recovery underway here after the last 2 months of absolute destruction. So NVIDIA here with the daily trend change here. Now, any pullback at this point is going to be for a higher low above 433, right? So daily bulls are in control here. On the weekly, what does that look like now? Well, your weekly upswing is well underway here on NVIDIA here. Going to look to see how high against pretty much 501 the bulls can take back, but it's looking good, guys, taking already back 50% of the move here in the past 2 weeks, right? So bulls looking very healthy, back above our 12 EMA here. So it remains to be seen, can NVIDIA continue to push? Need to get as close to 501 as possible, but I like how much we are off our 400 lows here, guys, right? This was the level to watch out for. And now with a lot of fear coming out of the markets, especially if yields keep coming down, guys, NVIDIA should have no problem continuing to grind higher as it's been doing in the past 3, 4, 5 months here. And now let's move down to Tesla. Tesla also with a very nice day of recovery here, guys, right? Very, very, very nice day of recovery indeed. Now, what are we looking at here, guys? The daily upswing is still in motion. A lot of inside candles here, guys, right? So this, in my opinion, is still one daily move. In my opinion, we would have to get a little bit of more of a pullback here to consider it a daily higher low. So the bulls are not done here, guys. This is pretty much one daily move up, but I like it. I like it. We've gotten pretty high, guys, in relation to this move down, right? If we put the fib on this, you can see that we've taken back 62% of the move here, guys. So if we do pull back, the bulls have created a lot of space for your daily trend change here, guys. Looking forward to it, right? And even on the weekly, guys, you can see your weekly tightening range is potentially going to turn into a breakout. If they perform well on earnings in the next 2 weeks, guys, this stock will be breaking out. In my opinion, it will be heading once again back to $300. Margins and EPS will be absolutely crucial on this earnings call for Tesla here, right? But the bulls are looking very, very decent. If for some reason we pull back next week here down into the 250s, maybe even high 240s, just as we did this morning here, I will be looking to write some options in the 240 down to 230 range. And if we continue to pull back here, guys, a lot of space, but my sweet spot is obviously down here, a bit away from it now, but I will be looking for some Tesla as I didn't write Tesla this week at all in the 240 range. But great job by Tesla bulls holding up the gains. Keep in mind, earnings in 2 Wednesdays. And now let's move on to our 2 last ones, Palantir and PayPal, right? Palantir almost with the daily trend change. Need a break of 1680 to see that daily trend change happen, right? So bulls doing a great job here. You can see it very clearly, right? Low, high, higher low, and now we're going for the higher high. Break 1680 pretty much, and you will have that higher high on Palantir in the markets. Palantir looking positioned very, very well. And if we do get the daily uptrend here, guys, I'll remind you that your weekly trend change will potentially also be underway. The bears almost had it, and now the bulls looking like they want to reverse it into the trend of their own here, guys. So monthly looking fairly healthy as well. This could be your monthly lows already being set here down near the moving averages. And if it is, guys, keep an eye, guys. If we head back up to $20 in the next 2 quarters, it will be a brand new monthly uptrend, the first that we've ever had on this stock, right? Never able to set it in the past, tightening range, move on to the monthly downtrend. Now, you may even get a monthly uptrend, and that would be very big on Palantir. So looking forward next week to see if we get the break here, guys. But looking healthy, even if the bulls do pull back a little bit, tons of space. Anything above 1485 is just going to be for a higher low. At that point, it would turn into a tightening range. And we're now above this previous area of resistance, which could now act somewhat as support here, guys. You also have the moving averages. So looking good for the bulls here, guys. Huge day on Palantir, 5% to the upside. I like it. And now lastly, PayPal here, guys. PayPal doing a good job of plowing off the lows here, right? So rejecting once again, guys, you can see that bears are having a very tough time, even with all the negativity in the past 2 weeks. You can see that bears have had a very tough time getting below this $58, $57 range. So a lot of bull support down here, looking fairly good. Now, only up 0.5% on the day. What I need to see on PayPal here, one of our weaker names, I need to see them have a little bit of a breakout here, guys. Need to see them get above $60. In the next week, if the markets are green, if we can get above $60 here, it'll create a lot of space off your lows to set up a daily trend change pattern. So PayPal, one of our lagging names in tech as a matter of fact here, we'll see if we get some good participation by financials and continued rallies in tech. PayPal may just be a prime candidate for a nice little move next week, but bears do remain in short-term control here. If we continue trending lower, obviously the daily downtrend continues here, and your weekly downtrend just simply continues as well. But hopefully, rising tides lifts all ships, and PayPal is a beneficiary, and that can come up to 60, reset the daily uptrend here, guys, and restart a potential move back into the $60, right? And now lastly, guys, my portfolio here. So let's take a look. So today, ending the day at around 29% here in relation to the SPY. SPY only up about 11% on the year. So we're doing fairly well here. Obviously, the portfolio has dropped quite a bit in the past 2 months here. Obviously, there were some bad trades that I did close publicly for you guys on the channel with the justifications as well. And we also had some positions that are assigned that did go down a hefty amount in value over the last 2 months. So that's why we've kind of had some drawdown, and we haven't been writing as much options premium, kind of taking things very cautiously, but I'm looking forward to becoming a bit more aggressive here. If we can set these daily uptrends across all indexes, I will be slightly more aggressive, and we will take this portfolio back up similar to how we did it the whole rest of the year here. And in relation to the NASDAQ, obviously we are still battling for who's going to be better, me or the NASDAQ. Keep in mind, this portfolio, I have never bought and held big tech. So I haven't benefited from the monster, the Tesla rallies, the Amazon rallies, the Google rallies, the Apple rally, Microsoft, Meta, NVIDIA from the bottoms, right? This has been entirely writing different options contracts every single week, and we've performed the same as your top 7 stocks for the entire year, pretty much. So very, very happy about our performance, guys. Nothing to say, even if we had a bit of a drop down here. And now looking at our positions, guys. So everything except for Coca-Cola ending worthless, pocketing all of that juicy premium here, guys. So you can see on the day, we will start here. Baba closed worthless pretty much, right? Last traded price 1 cent. So Baba ending the day above your $82 mark. You can take a look at that, guys. If you don't believe me, Baba ending pretty much $86 today. So this ends up worthless. We pocket the $28. GIS ending above 61 at the end of the day. You can see we got 30 cents for that, and they closed the day at around 62.5. So that position as well will be taken out of the account and is completely worthless. Pocketed $30 there as well. Schwab, the 49.5s, worthless as well here. Schwab closing into the $51 range. Had a little bit of a dip this morning, but still very, very juicy candidate. Baba as well for continued writing some puts in these lower areas here. So that one is also taken off. UPS, my 152.5s for this week that I wrote yesterday, you will see that UPS closed above here today, 154.27. I love this lower range for UPS. So I did play it again for next week. You can see that right here. Wrote one contract for next week, same strike for $1 here. So got a little bit more greedy on my strikes. Same strike, pocketing a lot more premium this time around. So we'll see what happens for that. Wouldn't mind owning UPS at those levels at all. And now the ones that were closed, you can see all here. AMD 98s closed this morning, automatically closed. AXP automatically closed as well. Coca-Cola got assigned. So now we are the beneficiary of 100 shares of Coca-Cola. Got assigned yesterday. Somebody early assigned the 55 strike on me. So thank you for your shares, my brother. I appreciate it. I will be taking Coca-Cola higher than that and looking forward to writing some covered calls on that. Coca-Cola obviously trading down on the day once again, but recovering intraday as well here, up about 1.45% in the end of the day. Obviously still a lot lower than how we started the week. My break even right now, 54.66. This is the buy zone for me in Coca-Cola, guys. Give me shares down here. I don't care. Even if we continue dropping in the lower $50 area next week, I will be averaging in at 51 or 50, and then even potentially in the 40s if we do get there, guys. I love this company in this area. It is a monster, obviously, for very good reasons here. One of our legacy stocks in the market, and Coca-Cola usually has no problem recovering from these drawdowns here. So we do have 100 shares of Coca-Cola at this point, and the ON 88s, they were closed as well. You can see all these position closures down here as well. So you can see all bought in the morning, right? The ONs, the ONs we sold for 39 cents earlier in the week, closed for 3 cents, 90% profit. American Express closed for 5 cents. We had written those earlier in the week for 60 cents. So once again, 90% profit. AMD 98, 48 cents early in the week, closed for 4 cents here, guys. So everything doing very, very good here, guys. And the Babas as well. You can see the 82s, right? We sold them the other day for 29 cents and they just ended worthless here. So everything performing very well on the day, guys. Can't be mad at that. Looking into next week with almost full buying power as well. So very excited to be writing more positions next week. A lot of stocks still in my sweet spots here, guys. And the markets looking, even on the monthly here, SPY looking like it does want to hold this monthly 12 EMA here, guys. Going to be looking for this weekly bounce. This daily trend change is key for that weekly bounce. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys had a great week of trading. Hope you guys were able to buy the dip and didn't get frightened too much by the size of the drawdowns. I was saying that they were only temporary here. I'm very, very bullish, guys, on the next 3 months and 2024, guys. I don't believe there's going to be a big recession at all here. And once we get through these interest rate fears and whatnot, once the yields finally find their peak, I do believe that equities and bonds will be due for a very nice rally. And a lot of stocks are in juicy positions. Just take a look at the ones that I wrote in the past week and a bit, guys, and you will get an indication of what I'm looking at and the levels. So if you like the video, consider liking, guys. If you are new here, I would love if you subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me and to the YouTube algorithm. And as always, guys, if you have any questions, macro, options, stocks, what would I buy and at what price? For myself, obviously, not financial advice, right? Definitely write me in the comments and I'll be glad to answer as usual. Always get back to you guys within the next 24 hours. So take care, guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Tomorrow, uploading a video, top 10 growth stocks that I'm looking at picking up on this dip. So take care, guys. Have a great weekend and watch out for that video. Peace.